First of all, it's fantastic to follow John because my whole session is literally about some of the things he's spoken about. Web to print is dead. That's it. Now I've got your attention. It's not dead. I just wanted to get your attention, really. First and foremost, I'm the founder of Digital Inc. I'm very honoured to be joined here with our partner business today, Smart Elephant, as well, who is sat in the middle row. Please raise your hands, boys. Thank you very much. James at the back and Julie as well. We are a turnkey marketing and engagement solution. We can provide everything from creating content strategies, app development, AI services. That's right, AI. Harrison in the middle there is your man. If you want to speak to him at any point, he can help you there. We're based in the GCC. We have teams in the UK, US, Canada, and we're pretty much global, like this industry. Okay, so why are we talking about web to print being dead? Why are we using this terminology? It seems a little bit drastic, you might say. But let's face it, this industry can be quite drastic at times. Cast your mind back to COVID, things were pretty hard for the print business to survive. So what we're trying to do today is re-educate and realign mindset and thoughts. How should we run our businesses? What software should we use? What people should we have within those businesses? And what's our mindset? So now we've got your attention. We're saying web to print is dead. Not because print is dying, far from it. It's something much bigger. Technology will fail if it's not used correctly. John has just explained in both his sessions, yesterday and today, on the importance of technology adoption. You now need systems that match what the customer wants to buy. So it's all about changing terminology and thought process. So let's go back a step. Let's try and break down the differences, the definitions between web to print and POD. Web to print is a B2B orientated online ordering portals. We've all heard of web to print, right? Anyone not heard of web to print here? Okay. Anyone heard of POD? Anyone not heard about POD? Good. You understand where we're going with this. Okay, so why are we saying this out loud? Well, the challenge is web to print was built on a static template business model. You'd order 2, 3, 4 business cards, upload your artwork. It's a legacy model that no longer fits the 21st century. And again, and it's as if Jack has planned this perfectly, taking the next session after John, the customers that we're now selling to have a different demand. The front end often is treated like a product, very static, very clunky. And traditional web to print definitions are being outpaced on how modern businesses operate. Now, John, again, has just outlined that in his previous session. So where do we go from here? Well, we need to look at software. That's the first piece. We need to look at being API connected. We need to look at systems like Shopify. Do you use Shopify within your workflow? Are you looking at other ways to take orders in? This is absolutely paramount to survive. We need to focus on intelligence, automation, integration, and data is going to be a major part of that. How does data flow through your business? How does data come from your customer? How does it land onto your workflow? And how does the job get onto the press? And as I mentioned, third-party systems, we must be open to work with third-party systems. We need to be everywhere that our customers are going to be. And then a very important word here, manufacturing. We need to start thinking like a manufacturer rather than a printer. We need to make many items for many people and in many situations. So therefore, we feel web to print is not actually dead. Far from it, it's evolving. I am not a printer, I am a manufacturer. This is Printer X. I wonder who said that. Printer X was actually on stage just before me. I'm actually going to use him as a bit of a case study. The challenges Printer X had. Who can remember what year it was when Printer X had the challenges on the previous session? Okay, so one of the things that John has said twice is that his customers now are Gen Z and Millennials. They have a very high expectation on how they buy anything, not just print, not just any kind of item. Anything they buy, there's a high expectation. So therefore, he can't use static templates or bulk uploads. He has to be agile. He has to have customization as an absolute minimum. He also needs to be aware of how much waste he's creating as a business, because that could be the differentiator between him and his competitors. He also needs to make sure that he has multi-platforms connected, and he needs to make sure that he has a technical team behind the manufacturing team. He needs to have an on-demand economy-built system to meet the expectation of the Amazon experience. So Printer X shared some very good numbers with us. Turnover 75 million, 82,000 peak delivery orders on peak deliveries per day, 32 global partners, and a ratio of 85 to 15 of transactional versus automated orders. 1.1 million orders per day in peak season. That does not happen by chance. And a large part of that is down to the software that John just explained that he implemented. Sorry, I gave it away, Printer X. So workflow is absolutely everything. And this again is why we're raising the awareness of changing the mindset of web to print, but thinking more about print on demand and the collective software solutions that give you the ability to scale, grow, and have increased revenue. On the board here is a very high level opportunities of software solutions you could use to embed or automate, given the preference of connecting your partners, your products, different sites, different locations, and potentially working with different manufacturing and machinery as well. So going back to what John was saying, he obviously had he got the boat out the dock very quickly. He adopted multiple storefronts, including scalable and white label storefronts as well. Sometimes individual landing pages for different campaigns, wherever it was required. An AI-driven integration mindset as well, open to embedding and integrating well-known platforms like a Shopify, for example, open to AI APIs. And I guess also the biggest point here is the people, because you can't implement all of these systems and this mindset without having the right people within your business who can help you deliver this. A robust onboarding process is paramount. If you're working with multiple customers, multiple partners, and multiple systems, these things won't work or connect overnight. You need a very good way of onboarding all of these individual people into your workflow. And again, software, multiple partners, multiple locations. John referenced SiteFlow, an important part of a global network. But there's also other options like Gelato Connect, which I believe Amit Radia was talking about yesterday, and Gluten's Order Mesh. So in the GCC and the Middle East, the actual market for web to print to POD is very, very exciting. We can see the growth between 2025 to 2033 in web to print is looking at 5.9% growth. But if you look at the growth of the print on demand market, it's much more higher. In the United Arab Emirates, where we are today, again, we're seeing here 7.3 between 2023 to 2030, and then POD is looking like 21% as well. So the actual opportunity here is very exciting, and still a long way to go before we can really realize that potential. But what we're trying to say to you is a change of terminology, a change of mindset, and embracing software with automation. There is a real exciting time ahead if you position your products and your business slightly more around manufacturing and print on demand than web to print. If you'd like to find out more on print on demand and how we can help set your business up from a software point of view, marketing strategy, or integrations, please scan the QR code. We can provide a free assessment and where we can look at your business. And if you'd like to connect with me just to chew the fat a bit further, take the conversation to the next level, please join me on LinkedIn. Thank you.